Okay, I'm back. This is a continuation of the topic of discussion block, all-encompassing anthology series featuring myself, Jermaine Shoemake, among others. As you can see here, January 16th of 2018, when he released that video of him disclosing the name of his baby mom, that of his daughter's grandmother as well, their place of business, and their home address. He told them to confront them. And we'll get to that video right now.
Not one person. Well, if you want to touch upon this, because I actually talked to him personally. He came on my show. Your father. My dad was there today. Shout out to him. I appreciate the support, but I love my dad, so I want to be clear about that. To everybody, that's my father, and I believe you respect your parents. But I do not agree with what he be saying in those videos. I really felt that, given the fact that I got enough detractors as it is, I don't think my own father needed to join in on that. And that's coming from me, that's coming from my brothers, that's coming from my sisters, that's coming from my mom. Nobody appreciates the fact, you know what I mean? My brothers is like, what do you, and they talk to him too. They're like, yo, don't you know he got enough people trying to say that? You're helping them. Right. Because somebody said,
well, no, is what you're doing that leads them to have any kind of criticism against you, and mostly it's constructive criticism. It's pertinent questions that need to be asked. We require accountability and transparency. Just because you're the same ethnicity doesn't mean we should just go for whatever you tell us. Hook, line, and sinker. It doesn't work like that. We're not going to do that with the Caucasian or Orleans. We're not going to do it in any other ethnicity. Why should we do it on just because you talk good and got good memory retention? That doesn't make sense.
like the Umar Johnson is a fraud Facebook page. I said, what? Like, yeah, your dad. That's what they said. I don't know if it's true. But he's following people and he's friends with people who clearly don't like my guts. So I don't know what's.
Stop frauding people. You're not related.
Frederick Douglass. But all y'all gotta do is pick up a phone and end this shit. Right. Do you feel me? Right. Y'all all sitting around watching this shit. It's gonna take one person to say, yes, he is. But now we like to hate. So we ain't gonna say nothing. So I'm never going to another family reunion. And I know where a lot of that's coming from.
You never went to a family reunion, you lying bastard. Stop lying, dog. What family reunion you went to with the Frederick Douglass Bailey family or the Harriet Tubman Ross family? What family reunion you been to? He's lying.
Bourgeois family, I'm gonna keep it real. Not everybody bourgeois, but there's a lot of bourgeois. And they have a certain look they want to have. Right. You understand me? It's a very integrationist. Right. You understand? That ain't me. So the last person they want repping Douglas is me, because that ain't the image we trying to project. So they distance themselves. Who is that Terrence Belly cat though? Terrence Belly. And let me say this. I don't know if he's a descendant or not, but I would say he probably is because he got the name Belly. That's the family name. Yeah. Let me tell you why he can't stand me.
Pause. You trying to... You know you're not a relative of the Frederick Douglass Bailey family, but you're trying to say somebody else actually is a descendant. Actual blood descendant of Frederick Douglass Bailey family. It's not, but you are, knowing that you're not, and it's been proven through DNA evidence that you're not related to their family. Stop saying that. Stop. But he can't.
But the reason he don't like me is I believe he was trying to create a foundation or build himself up as a Frederick Douglass expert. So anytime a college wants somebody to talk on Fred, call him.
You're not a Frederick Douglass.
And I think he sees me as blocking his ability to corner the Frederick Douglass market. And what I'm saying is, how can you say that? Because nobody pays me to come talk about Frederick Douglass. I never got a single request to judge. I interjected because I'm proud of it. But nobody says we want you to come and do a lecture on Frederick Douglass. But he's mad at me because he thinks I'm blocking his ability to get paid off of an ancestor's legacy, which you shouldn't be trying to do anyway. Why you trying to get paid off their people?
You're not related.
That's why I'm thirsty. And he's one of the major detractors too. Yeah. He be on the major. He's done the IRS letters. He's done GoFundMe letters. He contacted the state. He might be an agent. Yeah. He's former military. Yeah, he's military. I think he might be an agent. That old motherfucker in shape, man. Yeah. How old is he? He ain't like in his 40s? Nah, he in his 50s. He in the 50s. Yeah. Really? Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, it looked like he in his 50s.
He said probably mid-40s. He wants you to stop saying you're related.
You done that video the other day where you talk about your baby mom taking you to child support. I had to. Right. God forbid, if I died today tomorrow, who gonna tell my daughter that your father loved you? And the only reason why he wasn't there because your mom kept him out. Somebody got to let her know that. Because her mom ain't gonna tell her the truth. And her grandma ain't gonna tell her the truth.
Been on child support for 19 years. Been in arrears for child support. And every time he goes to child support court through a genetic order, I mean, not genetic, but generic order, he proves that, well, he's making money, but he proves that he doesn't have a job. He has no means of income whatsoever. And the state has to pick up the bill of taking care of his children. That's been proven when he's been to child support court multiple times. Somehow, some way, they always proves that he doesn't have a job or occupation or any kind of financial liquidity, fiat currency revenue coming in through any streams. He has multiple revenue streams flowing, overlapping each other at one time. Even like short-term, intermediate, long-term revenue streams he has running for 16 plus years. So there's that.
You gotta drop a couple little tidbits. I didn't go in too deep, just enough. So somebody can pull it's something happened to me. Because what I think is so selfish about what my daughter's mother is doing is my life, my work is a very dangerous work. You don't know how long this man got. And you keep it from his baby. And my baby girl looks just like me, you understand? And my oldest daughter, she almost at the age where she's free to do what she wants. So we're going to be able to build that relationship better. You see what I'm saying? Because she almost free. But my baby girl, she's starting off. We need that time. And the fact she would take me to child support when all I asked for was a day a week. I said I would give you the money. I just need a day a week. She don't even want to give me a day a week, though.
You can actually go to child support court and fight because you start out with equal custody with your child when your child is born, right? You can go to child support court. You can actually have the advocacy work in your favor. You actually have it work towards your benefit. If you're a neuromelanated black and brown man within a continuous continental landmass, you can utilize child support court to your advantage, just like the woman does, just like Caucasian Rawlings do, just like other ethnicities do. If you're a man or a woman, you can work towards your favor, especially if you're doing the right thing. If you actually want to be there for your child, take care of your child, because it's not just about the financial aspect. It's about supporting your child. That's what it should say instead of child support. No, it's supporting your child outside of the financial aspect.
Baby girl, 6.5. She never been anywhere with me in 6 years, bro. Not to the movies, the zoo. If I want to see her, I got to go to the grandma house. For what? For what? Because I didn't marry you. For what? You don't do that. And that's what they do. But they right up there on Germantown Avenue, all the way Live Cafe. Forget the address, because I would damn well tell you. Because I want everybody to go to all the way Live Cafe. My sister Naisha and Mama Beverly selling them vegan platters, talking that soul vegan shit. They say, why can't this man see his baby without y'all sitting in his face? Now, after living that, you're a grown man. You gotta go sit on your daughter's grandmother's couch. Right, you gonna talk to your daughter. With everybody in the family looking at you.
You easily go to court and get that rectified.
See what I'm saying? But they up there perpetrating this conscious vegan.
You did something.
And the little girl can't even see her father. And her father happened to be one of the biggest movies and shakers we got. She can't spend time alone with her because the mother's hatred and shit. Then somebody said, well, maybe he's a domestic. If I ever put my hands on a woman, I promise you, it won't be no school psychology, it won't be no FDMG, it won't be no nothing. And it hurt me even with the grandma because
there is none of those. You're right. There will be no there is no FDMG. There is no school psychology. There is no practice. You don't work in the field of psychology whatsoever. No, you don't have no practice. You don't have no job. You can't work in that field, especially in the state of Pennsylvania. We know that. Especially in the city of Philadelphia. We know that. So, yeah, we are right. You have a child endangerment charge on your record, sir. Sorry. Is what it is.
Bev a couple years ago at the Fresh Produce, I didn't speak to her. Umar, you not gonna speak to me? I said, my Bev, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Why not? My Bev, your daughter don't let me see my little girl. You know this. Why you acting like you don't know why I'm not talking? Oh, I didn't know. How the hell you don't know I can't see my baby when the only time I can see is on your damn couch? So she set it up, started going again. We need some money. No problem. I need one day a week. You see what I'm saying? Give me no problem. I need one day a week. You know what she said before? She doesn't know you. My daughter know exactly who I am. She see me right now, she run into her daddy. She doesn't know you. That's when she was 2. When she was 4, what was it when she was 4?
You don't know.
The new excuse was she ain't used to being away from me, son. Right. Now she's 6. They done ran out of excuses. You know what I mean? We just don't want to let her be around with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm dealing with. And she's conscious. This is a conscious sister. Allegedly. You know what I mean? But it's just sad because when you deal with this custody, and this is what people need to know about custody, because I've been through with my oldest daughter. Just because they give you custody on paper, especially if you live in Philly, I don't know what's going on nowhere else. But in Philly, you get custody on paper. That don't mean you actually gonna get no custody in practice. You feel me? Because they'll violate that order. I know, because my oldest daughter does it. Okay?
And you never see your baby.
And then you report them, and you go in front of the judge, and you know what the judge tell the mom?
He says oldest daughter mother violated constantly, but he never took her to court for it whatsoever. Every time they went to court, it's for a generic order for him not paying child support. So, another lie.
Excuse me, this is the 3rd time we in here. Obviously, she gonna do it again because it ain't no consequence. Right. It ain't the same everywhere, but in Philly, women can get away with not letting you see your child. They don't care what's on paper. Because they're not gonna take a child from you. They is not taking no baby from no mom. Unless you got same thing in Harrisburg, same thing, they ain't taking no baby. She better be on drugs or something. If that mom ain't doing it wrong with that kid, only crying and she ain't letting you see him, they ain't taking no baby. That's a boy. You got a little bit more leverage because the war against black boys. Sometimes they'll take that boy and give it to the daddy. Girl, little girl. Nah, they ain't doing that. Come on, man.
Doing that?
Come on, man. Yep. They're not taking her from her to give it to me because she violated the order. Don't care about no order.
They don't? So what happened then when you went to court? Nothing?
Yeah, that's deep. I don't like that.
So you just lied to you.
That's exactly what you trying to do. It's like a...
Yeah, that's crazy. Think about it. He's saving kids for a living. God damn, that's destroying his own.
Where are these kids he's saving at? Please. If anybody, social media, anywhere, can come out and give a testimony about how Jermaine Shoemaker saved you, save your marriage, save your relationship, make you stop dating Caucasian Iranians, stop being married to Caucasian Iranian, and go back to your own ethnicity if you're a neuromelanated black and brown person, preventing you from going to jail, preventing you being incarcerated in prison, helped you get a degree. Where are these people? Where are these people? He said thousands. There's thousands of them. Over like what 20-year period, you haven't seen nobody other than people that give him props and comments for how good he talk, or having good memory retention, or bringing up some hot bucking socioeconomic, cultural, psychological, traumatic, mentally, emotionally, even physiologically traumatic issue when it concerns neuromelanated black and brown peoples within this nation. Outside of that, where are the people that he's saved? They're nowhere to be found. Just like this non-existent school, non-existent nonprofit, and the trap house bandos. They're still on the vacant property list with no letter of intent, no school business plan, no employees, no staff, no students, no applications for any damn thing. No nothing. But bills upon bills upon bills and other expenses with in tune of millions of dollars that he does not have. And they're going to put a lien on property, foreclose on it next year. He owes $320,000 property taxes right now. You have another $106,000 coming due next July. It's just over it because you're going to get 3 years until they put a lien on property if not paying taxes. And that's what he's not doing. And he doesn't have a tax abatement because he reneged on the payment plan. He never paid the full amount of any of the damn property taxes. So there's that.
Relationship. There's no better way to get me. Think about it. What better way? I'm a school psych. Can't see my own. What better way? And not only that, she put my baby in a white Quaker school. My little girl at Friends Central. Why is Dr. Umar Johnson's daughter at Quaker, racist, white supremacist Friends Central?
I'll ask that question, bro. I'll ask that question. Don't worry, I'll ask it.
And then when the child support man calls me up,
Child support man.
he says my daughter's name, right? First name, middle name, last name. I knew she wasn't going to give him my last name. I anticipated that. She ain't got my last name. She got a mother last name. Which was disrespect, yeah. But check this out.
For your daughter, nigga.
He mentions the middle name.
She's in child support court.
And I don't see my baby name on the film. Right. But I give you the middle name. Guess what the middle name is? Elizabeth. Elizabeth. I said, run that back. Because when my baby was born, we had an agreement. She get the first name. I get the middle name. I chose Adezanai. It's a Zulu name for princess. She told me she didn't like it, but she never told me that she wasn't going to use it. First time I found out my daughter's middle name is Elizabeth is last week on the phone with the child support man. She changed the name and didn't even tell me. All the way live cafe. Go get that nut meat. Go get that veggie stir fry. Go get that coconut milk. All the way live, Germantown Avenue, baby. Best food in the city. Won't get to see your kids, but you get some grub.
I mean, what do that say about the like black women in general? I mean, not on no Tommy Sotomayor shit, but just like like the whole situation. Because I done heard like 100 cases, brother Kareem going through the same thing with the changing of the name and all that.
A big part of the problem. First of all, we got to take responsibility. Let's start there. I have to take responsibility for my situation. Right. And I do. I don't pass it on nobody.
Oh my goodness.
However,
we done. You pass it on to the state of Pennsylvania, you dumb lying fuck. That's what you do. So let's move on. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, sorry. I went through the camera and go situation. This is funny. Yeah, he is full of it. There's somebody that you should donate to. Example, brother named Marcus Klein, who started in his basement at home teaching our children, and now has 4 schools in Chicago. And he never asked anyone to donate any money to open the school. As a matter of fact, he invested and sacrificed everything he has accomplished, that even when his wife died doing that. Damn. I salute this brother with the utmost respect. This is proof of how it should be done and how it can be done, folks. So remember this, Marcus Klein didn't have the same amount of money your blood Umar Johnson has. How he managed to establish 4 schools. Okay, I'll wait. Marcus Klein, Chicago, young black man, 4 black schools and counting. And we can look him up. Architect, visionary, inspiration. And I say you can pause it and read it at your own leisure if you want to. Those are. This is, oh man, sorry about that. Marcus moved to Chicago following year with his wife is Shaki Wilsham Klein. The magazine went international, so he has his own magazine. Oakville College 2 years before going to Rutgers University, New Jersey, major in business. His mother at Mount School of Rose, distributed in Montreal. Organizational research and business operation. Frontline magazine prepared him as a teacher, educational leader in the African Central School movement. Also, he credits Steve Coakley with encouraging him to dig deeper as a researcher. Fredman Chair Hampton Jr. You hear that? You know who that is, right? Fred Hampton, right? And his son, with teaching him in organizational operational alliances in the community. These life experiences will make him into an educational visionary. He is an actual educational visionary, not Jermaine. They didn't want to be miseducated in the public school system as his son. Marcus and his wife went into their basement and began teaching their son the type of education they knew was best for him. Parents of 5 other students enrolled their children not long afterwards. Before the first school year was over, he had 36 students that had to look for another. That's what Jermaine could have been did. He never did. Today, the Freedom Home Academy, FHA, of Chicago has its own building and enrolls over 100 students, and that's only the beginning. Actually doing something. It has to have an up and running school with students. What does Jermaine have after 16 years? Absolutely nothing. But he got millions of dollars, though, to run his mouth through a combination of owning and leasing 3 separate buildings. Brother Marcus Klein's operate K-8 school, FHA, and 2 preschools called the Schools of Literacy with 60 students combined. Schools are tuition-based, sovereign, independent, and funded by the parents of others. Same thing Jermaine supposed to have, right? How this man got all this already, and four, with high academic standards for students. The school environment developed by Marcus Klein. We should be talking about him. Is loving and nurturing for all of the students. The students excel academically, and each year they get the grandstand during commencement ceremonies. Graduations have been held because they have graduates now. Look, disabled museum and they are very different from other schools. Their annual Freedom Home Academy Expo ran and operated primarily by the students who not only dance and sing but provide an expo of math and science. Ain't that what Jermaine talking about? He's on the track. He ain't nowhere near doing any of that. Talking about doing. Brother Mark is challenging the way we think about commencement ceremonies. He is educational architect and visionary. 2008. You can pause and read it at your own leisure. This is a long article. Two more preschools, both called the Hiko Holistic Academy, are scheduled to open doors soon. The only African nursery will open. He had his own nursery about to. Man, stop. Institution of development operation in the United States with schools under his leadership. He believes in the Pan-African networks. One of his goals is to open a school in Ghana. So this nigga, Jermaine's stealing this nigga ideas. Remember Jermaine talking about he looking at property in Ghana to open up a school? Remember that? This dude already doing that. He already purchased acres of land in Accra and for that purpose. Jermaine talking about doing some shit he ain't never gonna do. This man already, you see that? He already purchased acres of land in Accra for that purpose in Ghana. Marcus Klein has impacted the lives of hundreds of students and families, not to mention thousands of supporters. So this nigga's stealing everything from Marcus Klein. Jermaine, talking about all these people didn't save, he ain't done shit. Where the people at? He actually got receipts to show. He watched multiple scholars debilitate his mother during her life, and she passed from disease in 2012. His father passed the following year. His wife passed from sudden pain aneurysm in the neck. My goodness. Imagine that. Imagine in a 3-year period the people he'll lose in his life, and he's still over there grinding. Still doing, not just, of course not for himself, but for his community, for his people, for those kids. The next year, his love for his people and African-centric education is what drives him. He has turned loss into accomplishment in his work and is inspiration to us all. Helped found the National Black Independent School Fund, which raises scholarships for existing schools that are independent and probably funded by parents, like his schools. He has that too. What the hell? Man. And we already know about Mukasa Africa Mayat. What did he do? This is powerful right here. That's powerful. Extremely powerful. And we talking about Jermaine. This nigga don't do shit compared to what that man did. Nothing. Not 10%. He was just a school counselor at a private charter school that he got put out of. That's all he was. And he talked good. That's it. Talking about Jermaine. New entry for it. And then the phrase, has anybody gotten this sign of revelation? Does anyone believe that it isn't Doc Moore trying to shift gears? There's another little scam he's trying to run. Still trying to get donations. This is back in January 28th, 2018. See? There's him scamming off again. This one is getting the hell out of Dodge for both his websites are removed and his Facebook account. This one is all that I said is like Facebook accounts and websites got deactivated and removed. You see? Arthur Austin again. All the info we've been hearing has been out for 2 years or more, but y'all are now seeing it because the team we put together keep harming his fraudulent ass. He has a massive breakdown. Yeah, he's a hotel hustler. You already know that. He got plenty of sycophantic sheep around him to keep perpetuating the hustle for him, just for his benefit mostly. Because, I mean, outside of female accomplices, you know, they are getting their cut. Because, like I said, that FMG account that's on Cash App is a personal account. It's not a business account. Hold on. This is relevant as ever. Always been relevant. Bills, school from, and most people don't remember this. Even the real estate agent exposes Jermaine Shoemake, but it was fighting me again to prove me wrong that this month the school eventually will come. If you believe there is going to be a Harriet Tubman, Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, Evelyn Champagne King School for Boys, at this point you are just dense. When your own real estate agent says you are basically a fraud, should anything you say be believed? I had to reach out to you because I was working with Dr. Umar since 2015, assisting him in locating a school. I was only real estate agent at the time, sending him listing, making them routes, and scheduling his listing appointments to view the schools all over the United States until I realized he was for show and not serious. It was way too much to type in his email, but the guy is not ready to purchase a school. He's scared. He knows nothing about real estate. He has never purchased his own home or participated in real estate transactions. I don't think niggas how to FYI, I've had receipts, every text exchange, email, every phone conversation with him and other agents that were networking with us to get him to school. Oh, man. All this information's been out there about this dude. I say he's very well protected and insulated. And it's like, wow, he's a bum. Like, okay. That's when I'm treating the sheet posted that. Oh, yeah, this is funny. My people. Thanks, Umar. I got my FMG pillow today. Supported the school with a $30 purchase. The school hasn't been built yet, but I wanted to be one of the first to get a pillow. Now I can sleep comfortable. Oh yeah, there's a situation with his baby mom, the one he's not paying child support for whatsoever. The one he doxed and released the location of the place she works at and her mom works at. Here you go. And she eviscerated him. And it's a very interesting statement coming from they're crying. Coming from a woman who's never allowed his daughter to spend the time with a real father away from the grandmother. That's your problem. You have to deal with. You can go to child support court to rectify that situation. You can get equal custody of her child, so you doesn't have to. You have to see her supervised on your her grandmother's couch, sir, in the living room. You don't have a home or anything like that to take her to. So I mean, you staying with your mama, then you got put out. I mean, both of y'all got put out evicted before. Then when you got another place, she put you out at. You even got a key to get in. So what's you gonna go at? A hotel room? Perhaps you should work on not allowing your daughter to call other dead men. See, that's what he deal with all the time. He got his kids call other men their father because he's never been in their lives. He's never been taking care of them. Trying to inflict revenge upon via child support. Nigga, support your child. If you don't want to be in the lives of the baby mom, support your child. If you got to do it financially or with like actually spending time with them outside of materialistic things, to get to know your child, actually being there for and encouraging, empowering them, advancing them past what you are currently. That's what it's supposed to be about. Didn't marry you. You ain't gonna marry your bum ass or treating a child like your own personal piece of property. She's taking care of her child. You're not. Of course, you'll never admit any of this because no excuse for why a 6-year-old cannot spend time with Bob's office, especially when you have her calling your living room. See, he hot. He hot. Why? You don't care about another man being able to pretty much actually have your daughter refer to him as their father because you're not that. You were just a sperm donor. I watched this trailer with an open mind, and I still have no sympathy for fathers, non-custodial parents. That's what he is. This is like his baby mom. Stop bitching and make a way. That's called being a parent. Yeah, he bitches so much and cries so much. I'm tired of a black man, making this a racial issue. You have a child. You have to take care of your responsibility. Furthermore, watch who you lay down with. Yeah, it goes for her too. But yeah, you see, that's what he do. And when was this? October 26, 2017? You're here crying because you impregnated her. And you not taking care of the child whatsoever. And you mad that like I said, your daughter calls another man father? I mean, at least the man there for. You're not. That just proves the point right there in your face, who this guy really is. He's a fucking deadbeat. And somehow, some way, he can give you advice about how to raise your child properly, how to teach your child. I don't get that shit. I just don't get it. And the Black Canadian organization calls out Jermaine Shoemaker for fraud. Is what Landon was alluding to. Because you can pause the read for your own leisure. All-Star Johnson signed a contract with the organization back October 27 in the transaction called Kofi Yeboah of GACN for $5,000 up front. Johnson will later advance half the $5,000 to be under the impression he would present to perform on. Dang, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, President perform on the night of the event, but when soon demand more money in American dollars at this point. Once you realize he sees $2,500 in Canadian dollars, the events went down from that point on, and would get messier and messier as time went on. He thought he was gonna get U.S. dollars. He got Canadian dollars, and it's not equal. He was mad. He said, "You've been sent over, which was this positive. You did not specify Canadian dollars on the contract. We are Canadian, and we see any number with a dollar and no currency symbol, and it's Canadian us. When you realize the dollar is different, obviously because you're new to this, they sent you the remainder before January 5th. Stop lying, crook. This email is in regards to the full balance, which again, it's not even stated in the contract to pay. You guys got desperate for money, not sure why you guys tried to strong arm Kofi to pay the remainder. The funny thing is, was actually going to, which is what makes your attacks to him even worse. The guy is a good heart and is not money hungry like you, so was actually trying to be humble and work with you. You're a fraud. All the truth comes out. Where there is smoke, there is fire, for real." Yeah, there you go. There to get the race of the man speaker fee and the amount of requests in the American dollars, of course. What happened from there is another short disappointment. What is Jermaine Shoemaker? I have attached the email saying to please be advised I will not be able to. He took the money though. He said remaining balance is not if participating in the event, the remaining balance is not paid in full. Please confirm the method of the payment so that I can make direct my attention. I cannot arrange any Dr. Johnson's travel for this event without being in receipt of. He said, why sign a contract if you don't prepare to fulfill it? That's what he do. Afterwards, stated to GACN that he needed the money to make his travel plans. Keep that in mind. He's still getting all this donation money, so he didn't need that because he's using donation money to travel around the world anyway. But later, to give Johnson the rest of the money when he touched down Toronto. Made very controversial question on the last little bit, name calling with the Tariq and other online foolishness to the point where a lot of the black community in Toronto has turned off from him. We're not planning to attend the event anymore. Therefore, the organizer is taking the risk backing and supporting Jermaine by still going through with the event, even respecting his lecture fees that I know he will never even receive that amount for a lecture. Especially not in Toronto. Personally, I think, in fact, he never planned on coming because he had not once posted a flyer and changed his number and has been avoided. Kid, this is great. He's a piece. No, we already do, but still, boy. Oh, man. In addition to the mess already taking place so far, Umar Johnson stopped answering the call. He do that all the time. To be honest, Jermaine, we have posted on our page, Kwame Labumba. He always bring out that man, all the updates. I've just found out from your social media yesterday that just like the public that you're not becoming since you didn't have the decency to call us personally and tell us. But you did get the deposit money, right? We are selling tickets for the Pan-African Weekend events, which is much bigger than you. We have made arrangements. Brother Oyo Kamati is already in Toronto. He will be speaking instead. Please call Kofi Yeboah if you are serious since you took his money already. School saying if I don't send my money to get a psycho